Alright guys, I don't know if you can see me alright. I've just got down to Walcott. I think that's perfect for a bass today. I don't want to speak too soon. 2 ounce lead on. Same leader, £55.
In a quarter of a mile, you will arrive at your destination.
Starry smooth down. Let's get him on up. I think that's me done. So, rather than get back into the car and start it off, might as well try and knock it down. Morning guys, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. If anyone's new to the channel, welcome to the Norfolk Fishing channel. Today I'm out on the most beautiful North Norfolk coast, just north of Loveworms. Just literally got down here, the time is knocking on, coming towards 2 o'clock. I got home from work yesterday, had everything ready, had it all in the car, just needed to get the bait, so I had an early night. I was up at midnight, left at 12:30 this morning. I'm down here, I haven't even cast in yet. But it's about 2 o'clock, it was high tide at 12, so I'm 2 hours into the ebb. But I'm going to fish it till about midday, so I'll fish it all the way down, slack tide, and all the way back up again. I'll just quickly run you through the rigs. I've got just 2 rods set up at the minute till I know what the tide's doing, how strong it is. So it's ebbing, so it should be going from right to left. I'm just going to, it's pitch black, so I've had a bit of a freeze to clear out, but when I was there, I did get some lug as well, or chance of a bass or something. So now it's pitch black. I'm just going to have a really short cast, 20-30 yards. I've got some lugworm tipped with some squid tentacles. I've just used my 14-foot Lenape rod, Shakespeare 7000 XT reel, 60-pound shock leader, 55-pound 9-pound Hercules braid, got a 70-pound snood. Try and get the I'm just going to be using it on this rod. A 1 up, 1 down, clip down rig. The light's a bit naff. 1 second, I'll just try and switch around. Got a 1 up, 1 down, clip down rig. Got some nice lugworm on there, the squid tentacle. 25-pound hook length. Just a size 1/0 Aberdeen sort of bait holder style hook. And exactly the same on the top snood. Just going to clip them down and have a really short cast on that one. And the other rod down there, I've got in the freezer some lovely packets of bluey. So I bought 2 packets of bluey and I quickly made some bluey and squid wraps. So I'm going to give that a big heave-ho on that one, and hopefully for a nice smooth round or a ray or something, a nice bit of bluey, and it's really bloody, really oily. It was only like £3.50 for a pack of 6, which I thought was really good, and I managed to get 3 baits out of each bluey, so I've got plenty of them. And then fingers crossed. Right, tight lines, sit back and enjoy. Okay, it's just gone 3 o'clock. It's actually getting quite light. Tide's quite strong actually on the ebb. It's pulling quite hard from right to left, but obviously we've had the slow summer. It's been a cold spring and that winter and spring. It's quite a lot of weed and weed break up now. Probably a bit late for the May rot and well into June, but it's not May rot, but there's a fair bit of weed. It's not too bad. But, 3 o'clock now, so I'm just watching the road and moving away. Filming, fishing, don't go. That's weed. Anyway, I've just been yeah, I think leave it out too long, it's say you're going to get buried. Probably next time bring it in a bit quicker. Well, I've just cast out a 35 gram holographic metal shad. I'm not very easy on this. A bit quicker 10-minute cast at the minute because it seems to be buried a little bit and really rocky bottom at the minute. It's bouncing away on the rock. Really stony bottom today. This is what you've got to be careful of. It's just all this weed break up on the line and the leader, on the leader knot. Difficult to minutes distinguish bites, crabs, and it's obviously dark inside unless you get a really good take. It's quite hard to know what's what at the minute. The bait's alright. I'll just put this one down and then I'll get that one cast back in again. I'll just quickly show you. As soon as it gets light, I think I'm going to give the lure a good go. Bought these lures, they look really good, got really good holographic sheen on them, and 35 grams, nice 3D eye. And I've just spooled up now, got no shock lead or anything on that or anything. I've just gone direct to 17-pound Berkey's Trinene line, just a twisted twizzle boom, a couple of inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to check the big rod with the bluey and squid on it. I don't want that getting buried. I'll recast that, and I reckon it won't be too long, another 20 minutes and it'll be light. Now let's get cast out again. It's had a nice pull down, but I don't know if the lead's just tripped out, but gone solid. just put 2 great big bits of mackerel on and squid. Strange. Heavy, so it's moving, but it doesn't feel like a fish. Very, very heavy. Moving. Not sort of bent down, stayed down, and then sprung back. Went flat, so I thought I'd strike into it. Let's see. Might have to on gear. Could be anything. It's just I can't feel any head shakes or anything like that. I just moved down as well. Got off the bank and it's too much tip was banging around. So I just moved right down. It's 3 hours into the ebb now anyway, so I thought I'd get as close as I can. Whatever it was, it just pulled out. Am I in a big weed there? It can't be weed. It can't. Strange, strange. Very strange. Locked solid there for 5 minutes, got it 2/3 of the way in. Like a big thick patch of weed out there then. I'll give that one the big one in the cast, so I might just come a bit shorter then. But everything's clean. It's just very odd. Looks like they're packing up. Over here when I got down here. Right, let's get it cast back out again. Right, I'm going to go and move my big rod because, as you can see, the water was up to the bank in here where the rod is. Just there. When I got here, and within an hour, it's gone right down, and now the lines are tripping on the breakaway. So I'm going to bring the rod down. You can see it here. And that's what all this coming up the line. Well, the birds are starting to swoop. There's something really weird going on today. I don't know what it is, but I must be in a deep. Must be in a deep sort of weedy bit, muddy bit, because everything's just locking up for the first sort of couple of minutes of getting back, but it's coming back clean. I don't understand it, and there must be some really soft mud or soft weed there, and it's just getting bogged in it. But what I think I might do is, now those people are moving, as soon as they've moved, I'm probably going to move up to the right, I think, and yeah, it's just, I think the lead's landing in a weed bed there. Must be going straight into deep water, into weed. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to wait till they go. There's some more people fishing just to the right, but I think I'm going to move along a bit to the right, or to where they are basically, and just try and get away from this weedy bit. Because last time I came down, I just pretty much walked straight down from the car, and it was fine. I know it's the time of year. It's probably, you know, an extra 3 weeks, 4 weeks since I was last down here. So, and as I say, with the cold long winter, cold spring, it's only just starting to warm up the last week or so. I think we're going to have a late weed breakup. So, I mean, the worrying thing at the minute is I've just had that big bait out for about an hour, and these baits as well, they're just, at the minute, they're just not even getting touched. So now it's light, what I'm going to do is I've got 50 lugworm. Now I can see what's going on properly. I'll probably start using lugworm. I was having a couple of spins with a 35 gram holographic shad. It's casting really well. Tide's strong today. Certainly getting out the distance. The tide's all weird today. Now it seems to be going left to right, and it's only just stopped going right to left. Now, it's only like 5 o'clock in the morning, so it can't be coming back in already. It can't, unless it just, I think I noticed that last time, it just switched over so fast. There's no sort of like slack tide. It just, 1 minute it's going one way, the next minute it's going the other way. Right, one more cast of this, and then go and put on some lugworm, and I'm probably going to set the other rod up. Well, moving doesn't seem to have done anything. Just if I can see this, so that wind down and it just goes really heavy. And then all of a sudden it'll just pull free. Feels a bit more fishy, but I'm not going to get my hopes up. Now, it's just come loose right there. I don't know. I don't know. I just can't explain it. It's strange. Anyone know? Got any explanations? Please let me know. Okay, what I've decided to do is I bought these 50 lugworm yesterday, so I'm going to put straight lug on, nothing else, and see what's what, and see if we can get a fish or two. But I've got them, so I might as well use them. No point in taking them home. They're not going to last. Might just tip that with a tiny bit of squid, but I've got 50 lugs. They're nice Nice big fat fresh ones. Let's get this on. We'll clip it up. Just going to push it all the way down. Just follow the hook. I like to leave the end bit on, some people nip it off. Keep following that down. I just like to leave a bit dangling on there. That just helps when clipping it up as well. Right. Get these wrapped up so they keep nice and fresh. I got them yesterday. Just take this jacket off now, it's getting in the way. The sun's coming up. So, I need a good clean up in a minute. I'll put these away. Keep them out of the sun and the heat. I've got them well wrapped. And, wrapping them like that. You've got a nice thick bag. Putting them in, folding it over, and I'm just going to put them not actually in the freezer box but just underneath to keep it in the shade. I got them in the ice pack so bring this up a little bit so I can reach, so it's nice and tight. Take this off. I'm getting in the way of the cam. Right. So the top one just clips underneath. Then the bottom one comes up, and the weight of the weight. As I say, these are better if you have the hook links just about half an inch too short. You don't want them too short or too long. Let's get this cast out. Let's re-hook this one up, it's come loose. I'm not going to go crazy with the cast on this, we'll try and protect the lugworm a bit. Nice short one, see if there's any bass in close. Right, on this rod I've got a nice bit of bluey and squid. And one of the squid tentacles, a 6-ounce gripper lead, breakaway lead. And just give this the big one as hard as I can. Deep. That is deep. It's got a pull on it today. got to pull on it. Look at that for morning. Absolutely fantastic. Absolutely gorgeous. The anticipation is building and building. It's very strong tide, really strong. I'm just literally going in close. It seems to be a really high sea today, a full sea for what I call it. Quick short ram. You've got a beautiful beach here, beautiful location. And there are some freaking idiots that just come down here. This is all well above the high tide mark. The high tide mark that's on this thing. You got salad pots, you got drink containers, crisp packets, broken beer bottles, or whatever it is, pop bottles. Yeah, there's just litter strewn everywhere, and it's just it annoys you. It annoys you. You know, they're all, I hate to say, but yeah, they're anglers. There are anglers. Come out for the night, pitch the tents up, leave the stuff everywhere. I was going to swear there, but it just frustrates you. You know, frustrates you. To say, I mean, it's all above the high tide mark there, and I know it's a popular place, but take your rubbish home with you. You brought it with you. It's half the weight, empty, or less than that. So, you know, you manage to bring it here full and heavy, take it home when it's empty. We'd all complain when they close it all off. That's been ran over. Just a shame. You're probably not going to be able to see, but directly in front of me, well, about 100 or so, 200 yards out, there's like a big black circle patch. It's not drifting, it's been, I've just noticed there's loads and loads and loads of terns and birds there, so that, you know, that's a good sign for me. That's first fish of the morning. Nice fat little dab. Nice size actually. Really fat one. On logworm. Oh, let's get this one unhooked. Oh, well, it might be a beautiful day, but it's really tough conditions today. I mean, it's not, doesn't look rough. I mean, it looks flat calm, but the pull's quite strong, and it's just such a weird. Every time I cast out the lead or the lure, there's two conflicting tides out there. The further you go, it goes left to right, and then you bring it close in, it goes right to left. So it's, I don't know, it's like I keep saying, it's a full sea. What I can only describe, it's like a burying sea today. I mean, a line is just getting buried within 5 or 10 minutes. I mean, it doesn't look like it is because I say it's so calm out there, but yeah, your line is getting buried within 5 minutes. There's no, you know, no weed on the line, no mud on the lead. Hooks are coming back pretty much clean, untouched. There's like a big swell in, and there's a big vertical drop, sharp ledge there, and the bottom must be just churning around and churning around, and it's just slowly burying your line with every wave. So you got to get as close to the water as you can and get your rods up high. And you can't put you can't put too tight a line on it because the tide's so strong, so it's just very challenging. I've had 2 dabs, but hopefully once we get to slack water and it starts to flood again, things might change. There's 3 lads came down, they've looked like they've up sticks and moved. There's a guy over there as well, I haven't seen him catch anything. So, and I spoke to the guys earlier on who left. They had a very quiet night, very quiet, so things have changed for the worse. Yeah, it was good a couple of weeks ago, a lot of smooth outs coming out. But I don't know whether it's because it's a big full moon and high tide at midnight, a big strong pull, obviously state of the moon. It's affected the fishing. Let's have a slight change in tactics. I've just gone for a couple of nice big lugworms and tipped it with a squid tentacle, but because the lead seems to, I don't know what it is, I was just trying things out. I was going to go for a 5 ounce pyramid lead, and because when I'm bringing it back, I don't know what it is. Whether it's whether it's getting buried or it's just jamming up on something, but it's pulling free, but pulling free clean all the time. So I was going to try pyramid lead. I'm not going to go too far. See, that's literally nowhere. We've got quite a moderate breeze blowing now, and I'm going to move this rod down a bit as well. You've got quite a moderate easterly straight in your face, and it's quite challenging conditions I've not faced before. It's got a moderate easterly, or I sort of switch to southeasterly, so I might have to switch to mono in a minute. Just unrig this and put a spool of mono on, because the braid seems to be getting caught in the wind a bit. And as you can see, it's bowing quite a fair bit to the left, but I reckon we should be near low tide now, and maybe just switching to a straight lead is the option. The way the bottom is down there, so well, we'll see. I've got nothing to lose. Ever seen a deer on the beach? I don't know where he's going. It looks a bit lost to me. Wrong way, matey. Where are you going? That's not the river. I was thinking, what the hell is it? Is it a dog? Rabbit? A hare? No, it's a little tiny deer, but it seems happy enough. It stands still, it's coming this way. There's obviously something wrong with it. We'll keep still. Yeah, something not right with that. Off. Bit lost. No woods around here. I've just brought this in just to check, but that's the first time today, this morning, That's just coming, no problem without the gripper lead on. So I'm going to change the other rod now. I don't know what it is about what's down there. The grippers are dragging on all the time. I'm going to get a lot further cast with this one. It's 7:30 now. I mean, that's holding nicely, that 5-ounce pyramid lead, or it was, it goes in, but this breeze is a bit menacing with the braid. Oh, I've noticed with leave a big flat line, and then when it's settled, then really tight it down as you can. But right, I've set a refresh. Just winding my line on, make sure the leader knot is right at the back of the spool there. Just going to wind this on by hand, make sure it's not overlapping, or the line doesn't go behind the back of the leader. No, don't like the look of that, so I'll start again. Try and keep it as tight as possible. I like to wind it from the back to the front. Let's say I've got a 5-ounce lead on now. What I've done is top hook. Let's just put it here. Top hook, I've got nice bit of lugworm, 2 bits of squid tentacles. I'm just going to clip this on. I'll wind up a bit, get the weight on there. And the bottom hook, what I've done is, when I was at the shop yesterday, getting some lugworm, so much for the freezer clear out, that never happened, did it? Well, I got a load of stuff, but I bought a box of the Blue Star little baby Falkland squid. So it's got a whole squid on there. It's a nice, perfect little size. I'll try one of them. It's head and everything. I've just hooked it through 3 times. What I might do, just to make sure that hook point is proud, it's going to get the head. Just go through the middle of the head. So make sure that hook point is proud. Just clip that under there like that. That just sits like that. And then we'll cast her out. I'm going to go pretty much straight out in front of me at the minute. Tide's still pushing from right to left, so I'm just going to slightly go about 1 o'clock. Show these lugworms I got, absolutely cracking. Got them yesterday, really nice, big fat juicy lugs. I'm just going to put one on the hook. It's quite easy, just like an Aberdeen hook. This one's just like an Aberdeen but bait holder style. It's got a couple of tiny little pins there. I'm just going to thread it all the way up, go through the fat end. Just push it around the hook. Let it just follow the hook. Keep pushing it. Pull it over the knot. Keep pushing it around. with a knot there. It's just like that. Quickly wrap this up. Have to get some more fresh newspaper when I get home. And then what I'm doing is just in this little tub here, got some nice fresh squid heads, big squid heads. Just get a little bit of the tentacle. Push that worm around. It's good to go through once. They're really tough and really rubbery. Just like that. Just to hold that worm on in the cast. These are a nice bait. Really good bait. Get them wrapped up. Back in the ice. Keep it in the box. Out the sunlight, get this cast out. Top one's still alright, that's what I say, but one thing you got to be careful of with the shingle, you got to be so organised. You think, oh, I'll drop it, I'll just pick it up. No, you drop it, it's gone. It's, wherever it is, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's a car. You drop it, it disappears. It's impossible to find. I don't know what it is. As soon as you drop anything on the shingle, it's gone. Pair of scissors, luminous discord, it just disappears. All clipped up. It's pretty much I never get the tide here because it is now obviously coming in. I've just moved back twice, but the right hand rod's pretty much at slack tide at the minute. I just keep winding down to it. It keeps going slack or slack water, but the tide's coming in. Go figure that one. It's just strange here. Just let that lead touch the floor and then the hooks come off. I need to know it works. But what I think I'm going to do is have another cast with this, and if it comes back clean, I'm just going to switch over to fish baits because I don't see the point of wasting good expensive worms where there's absolutely nothing going on. This, I give it a 5-10 minute cast, and if I bring it back and everything's still as good as a cast out, we time to switch to fish baits, and then we probably call it quits at 12 o'clock. Things don't change dramatically. Dead seagull. Looks quite, his eyes are alright, so quite freshly dead. No oil on it. I wonder how he died. Not from drowning, but as they're about state of the rubbish down here, and that's 2 I've seen now. I don't want to cast aspersions or anything like that, but you know, it's one Nice smooth down there, look. This head cut off, no body, nothing. And I've just seen another one here. I mean, what's the point of doing that? I mean, I only assume that what the hell is the point of doing that? Unless you're taking it home to eat, but you know, if you're doing that, you're camping out, guys. Take all your bloody crap home with you. It's a beautiful spot, and you just leave all your junk lying around. It's getting busier and busier and busier. Every man and his dog and sunbathing. I don't know what's going on here, but a load of walkers and people bunging themselves down 50 yards from you, not realising, you know, leads and all the rest of it. So yeah, it's getting a bit too chaotic for my liking, so I'm going to sign off now. There's nothing happening. It's been disappointing today, very, very disappointing. Well, I'm all back at home, cleaned down, put away. I packed up about 11 o'clock, made my way back. I had to speak to 2 or 3 people on the way back to the car. I was speaking to a couple of guys who'd just come all the way from Lowestoft. They got down 9 o'clock the night before, on Friday evening. And they fished it all night as well. And then basically between 3 of them, they had a couple of schoolie bass, 2 bass, 2 little schoolies, a couple of dabs, and the dogfishers said they've been very quiet, very, very quiet. Apart from when I got down there, and that very last dying embers of the ebb, with a couple of dab, it was dead. All my baits coming back untouched. Tried everything: mackerel, herring, bluey, loveworm, squid, just not getting touched, not getting crabbed, not getting knocks, nothing. Coming back now, it's 27 degrees outside. Yesterday was about 12, 13. I think with the massive temperature rise, sudden high pressure change, big seas, or high seas, high tides, it's just affected the fishing. They've probably pushed them all out. Let's try and take the positives out of it. I didn't snag up, I didn't lose any tackle. I had not work. I can have a few beers later on tonight and watch the football. Apart from that, yeah, that's about all the positives I can take out of it. Maybe tomorrow, maybe if we get a bit more settled weather, then it'll settle down a bit. We'll try and get out tomorrow. If not, as I say, I've got next week off, so I'm sure we'll have spinning flats in space like this. I definitely will be able to see falling and going down back somewhere. Back out and food. So anyway, shame there wasn't more fish this time. That's the way sea fishing goes and beach fishing goes in England. I'll catch you again in another video.